What's going on, everybody? This is ODC. That's me, and I'm back with another action figure review. This is my review of the DC Collectibles Arkham Knight Scarecrow figure. This is, yes, the final long-awaited return of the Scarecrow. Hopefully they don't pull try and pull a 180 on us like Warner Brothers Montreal did, and this ends up being the Joker or some other character. I really hope this is just straight up Scarecrow, and that's it. So, really cool design, really cool concept. I think this is a step up from his Arkham Asylum look. I really do. This is he's much taller than his Arkham Asylum figure as well, but we'll get to that in the size comparison part of the video. I think like I said, for the most part, he looks really good. Lots of great sculpting. He looks very menacing. He does come with one accessory, and it's this mask. Now, none of us are really sure what this means. If it could be like just a mask to put on, or if it's like a hallucination. But it can actually fit over, if you want to have it just fit over his hood, you can have it like that, and it can still work. Or if you want to put it on his actual head, and you can see his bald head, it's very simple to pull this hood back. It's very nice, pliable rubber material. You can have it on his head and then kind of slip the hood back over his head. There we go. And if you want to have it like that, see, it looks pretty creepy, if you ask me. But I think it looks really good. So, cool little accessory right there. Like I said, for the most part, I think this is a better design for Scarecrow than Arkham Asylum. I know a lot of people love the Arkham Asylum look for Scarecrow. I think this is a little bit more realistic to me. Like, he would need to be wearing boots, because he's like half naked, and I wouldn't say half naked, but he just looks like he's freezing his rear end off, kind of like Victor Zsasz over here that I just did his review. But he looks really cool, though. This is definitely a really cool upgrade. He's got some canisters right here, and there's some actual black paint shading going through on here on this chest piece. On these black fear gas canisters is what I'm guessing those are. These look like bullets right here. Some sort of like a large bullet, or maybe maybe it's just a little tinier, smaller canister, or like I wouldn't say an IV. I'm searching for the word for those little I don't know, little tiny bottles or canisters. I'll just call them canisters. Full of fear toxin, or whatever you want to call it. He still does have the very similar to Freddy Krueger needle finger glove thingy. I don't know what you want to call that, but it looks kind of like if Freddy Krueger and Wolverine had a child, Scarecrow would be the love child. I don't know. I guess. But he looks really cool. I'm not trying to hate on the figure at all. I actually really like this figure. He is limited in some areas of his articulation, which is kind of strange in some pieces. Like, I'm still kind of playing around with this guy, figuring him out. There's certain things that kind of limit him as far as articulation goes, like on his elbow here that I want to point out. Right here, this little piece, this little rubber band piece, I'm not sure. Oh, it can swivel. Okay. So it can swivel, so you can get a full bend at his elbow. Before, there was a plastic piece. This plastic piece was over the elbow, so I couldn't really get the full bend because I didn't want to snap this. But you can rotate this, and it'll stay out of the way, and you can get the full bend extension out of there without having to worry of breaking anything. So there you go. That's a little thing I wanted to point out. I'm glad I just found that out as I was pointing it out. But his head does swivel side to side, and the mask is actually attached to the bottom of the head, so it swivels with the head, which is a really nice touch. I do like that. So you don't have that kind of like what the Red Hood had. His problem was he couldn't move his head. They should have just had the hood part attached to the head like they do here. So nicely done there. He's got his kind of like a gas mask on, his breathing apparatus or apparatus or whatever you like to say it, however you like to say it. He kind of has his, I guess it looks like tubing going throughout the back of his suit and kind of back into these canisters on his back. I'm assuming that these canisters kind of hook up to his needle fingers, I'll just call them that, his needle glove. And then these front canisters, I'm guessing maybe he just spurts gas out, or maybe this is part of his for breathing. We don't know. I have no idea what that is, but I'm guessing, if I had to guess, there would be fear toxin in these canisters and on the side here. That would be my guess. Really good job on the face sculpt. It looks very menacing, pretty accurate to what he's supposed to look like in the game. You can kind of see his mouth. See, now his mouth, how he's designed is you can see his teeth beyond the mask that he has on. You can tell this is a mask. You can see his teeth are actually sculpted in there. So DC Collectibles did a really good job sculpting this guy and paying attention to that detail. Nice stitching going throughout the rest of the upper torso and on the back of his kind of a coat here, I guess if you want to call it that. You can see he has a knee brace on, and this leg has actually different articulation than this leg, and there's a reason for that, I'm guessing, to kind of give him that limp look from having that little spurt with Killer Croc in Arkham Asylum. But it does look good detail going throughout the leg brace. And like I said, he does differentiate in leg articulation here. A little bit more articulation in the ankle for this side, and then a little bit less articulation in the ankle for this side, but he does have an upper thigh swivel that this side does not. Not really I mean, I guess if you want to give him that certain like injured look, you can with that. That's probably why they wanted to do that. But I still feel like they should have given him an upper thigh swivel. As far as the rest of his articulation goes, like I said, his head does swivel side to side. He does have that nice tilt effect. We got no job turkeys. Oh no, his thing just popped off. Where'd it go? Oh, please don't be broken. Man, I hate it when shit just falls off in a brand new figure. It really bothers the hell out of me. Okay, so it does pop back in. I'm going to have to glue that. Oh my god, that's so annoying. I hate this shit. So I'm going to have to glue that, which is really annoying. So guys, be careful. I'm glad that just happened on my review, so you know. That is a problem. That I don't like. I don't like that shit. That is bad QC right there, so not cool. But his arms do go up about that far. They do go down. Full 360 rotation. Does have a bicep swivel. A single bend at the elbow. He does have a wrist swivel. No hinge, though. Which I would assume that he should have a hinge there, but I'm not sure why they didn't include it. Does have a waist swivel. No ab crunch or diaphragm joint. He does have different articulation in this arm as well, so his arms do go up about that far, and they do go down, full 360 rotation. He does have a bicep swivel down here. He does have a single bend at the elbow, wrist rotation, and that's pretty much it that I can see. Like I said, waist swivel. He does have wide jointed hips, so he can do the splits very nicely. His legs go forward. Both legs go forward nicely. Like I said, no upper thigh swivel here, but he does have an upper thigh swivel here. Single bend at the elbow. Or the elbow. At the knee. Jesus. It would have been nice if they included a thigh swivel actually right here where the hidden joint was. Or double jointed knees, maybe. But single hinge at the foot right here. Mine's a little bit stiff. No ankle pivot that I can see. I mean, I think there might be just like a little bit, but because of the leg brace here, it's kind of hindering the articulation, so it's very limited right there. where he does have a very predominant ankle pivot right there, and he does have the hinge. He does have a swivel at the boot, where this one does not have a swivel at the boot, hence why he needs the upper thigh swivel. So he does have a swivel at the boot. This one does not. So very strange articulation. Overall, I think the figure is a good figure. I think he's a step up from the Asylum in that pre-posed position, which I'll get to in a second when I bring him in. But yeah, I'm not happy about that falling off. I really hope that one doesn't fall off. I don't like having to repair brand new figures. That's just not cool to me. Get a brand new figure and then shit is falling off or falling apart. That's a no good, man. But like I said, good sculpting and good paint applications also on the mask. Looks really creepy. So, God, I can't wait for this game. So I'm gonna go grab the Arkham Asylum Scarecrow and we'll be right back. Okay, and we're back with Arkham Asylum Scarecrow, and as you can see, it's like apples and oranges. It's like night and day. These two are totally different from each other. This one much taller than the Arkham Asylum. The glove is much different, totally different design. It's kind of like they toned down everything for this last game. They kind of made everything a little bit more, you know, I guess realistic. I know how people love realistic things, but I guess they kind of gave it a little bit more of a grimier look for Arkham Asylum and kind of cleaned it up for Arkham Knight. I guess if you want to go that route, because I mean, this guy's got no shoes on. He looks like he's freezing his rear end off. He's got no shirt on. I mean, he looks sickly. He does not look good. The faces are kind of similar. He's got a little bit of a bigger mask on for Asylum than he does for the Arkham Knight. Yeah. So, no fear pouch either. I would think that since his hand's like this and it's open, he'd be holding something, right? But maybe that's what the canisters are for now. So, there you go. But yeah, like I said, for the most part, I think both of these figures are good figures. If I have to choose one, though, oh man, this is tough. I love his sculpting. I think he's got the better sculpting than he does. But overall, I think he's a better figure. He's a little bit on the tall side, but I don't mind that for Scarecrow because he can be tall. He can be a taller character. That doesn't really bother me that much. So yeah, if I had to choose one, I mean, both have their own strengths and their own weaknesses. Lack of articulation here, but he's got better paint apps and better sculpting. This guy's got better articulation, and they kind of cleaned up his look a little bit. He looks a lot more menacing than this guy does. So, with that being said, I mean, I would definitely recommend both figures, but like I said, if I had to choose one, I might go with this guy. He's got the better articulation. So, there you go with that. But if you don't care about articulation, go for the other guy. Yeah, still a good figure. He does come with an accessory, like I said, the mask. Cool job. Would I recommend this figure? Absolutely. This first wave has been really good. I love the Batman figure. I love the Red Hood figure. I like this figure. I like the Harley Quinn figure. The worlds must be aligning because I liked every single figure in this wave so far. So, but with that being said, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.